financial problems, elder law, criminal law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Today's topic is resolving credit card debt. Brian Small, Mr. Credit Card.
No,
Mr. Anti-Credit
Mr.
Card.
Anti-Credit Card. Mr. Make the credit card debt go away. That's my job, and I love doing it.
You have such a confident smile.
I hate the banks.
We're done with him.
Thank you.
Jeffrey Kirshner.
That's him.
That's me.
Sure, you're paying attention. Jeffrey Linden.
Good morning.
How are you?
Well,
Text man. Jeffrey Kirshner, welcome back.
Oh, that is me.
That's you,
Sorry.
yeah.
It's good to be back. Getting our credit card debt, everyone thinks it's impossible. Everyone thought this was going to be impossible for us to come back live, yet we've weathered through it, got vaccinated. So if we can do this, we can get through credit card debt.
And I'll little social comment. And everybody is eligible now for the vaccine so you should take advantage of it. That's just without any
Absolutely.
further
without
any no political comment at all. Just science says if you're vaccinated, you're protecting yourself
So
and your family.
changing a little bit, I don't know we could do it, but it's too bad. You remember the Newhart show?
Bob Newhart,
No,
yeah.
Not the old one, but the Bob Newhart when he was the innkeeper, and then it was this. I'm Larry. This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl. That's what popped in my head when you were mixing up.
Your brother's Jeff.
Jeffrey
Yeah.
Kirshner, Jeffrey Linden.
Or Jeffrey and Jeffrey.
Who are you?
I
Larry,
have
third
no
base.
idea.
Okay, let's talk about credit card debt. All right. Why credit card debt is evil and the credit card trap is the first subtopic I want to explore, and I want to do it with a case study. Ron and Amanda. They're both 45. They got 3 kids. Ron's an insurance agent and a financial planner. Amanda's a dental hygienist. They have good income, $190,000 a year. They live in a nice home in the suburbs. The strange thing is they only have $5,000 saved in the bank, and they have $120,000 of credit card debt.
That's not strange. They have 3 children. There's no question. At $190,000 a year is good income, but when you have 3 kids, that money just gets sucked out like a vacuum cleaner cleaning out a wallet.
Are you saying that children are bloodsuckers?
Pretty much. Children are not bloodsuckers, they're cash suckers.
Okay.
well, now we have a window into his family.
I would, having raised 2 daughters, I would have to say I find myself in uncharted waters.
You
I
agree
agree
with
with
me?
you. Yes. What movie was that from?
I cannot tell
I
you.
can't place that one.
Okay, I'll think about it. All right, monthly budget. Their net income, $11,000 a month. Mortgage payment, $2,950. So they got a big house payment. They got a nice house. Credit card payments on the $120,000, 2.5% a month, $3,000 a month. Auto loans, $1,100. Student loan, $500. Insurance, fuel, $500. Utilities, $400. Cable, phone, $350. Life insurance, $300. Food, $1,400. $1,500 for entertainment. Total expenses, $12,000. They're negative $900 a month. That's why the credit card balances are where they
They're
are.
negative $900 a month because they're not spending in the most responsible fashion at the moment.
No, I'm saying this is what they're spending. I'm not
Right.
saying whether it's I see you circled the entertainment because
Yeah, I
you think
did.
that's they happen to enjoy life.
They should. Everyone should be enjoying
I'm
life.
including in entertainment dance llessons, golf lessons, hockey lessons, baseball travel.
Oh, wait,
for
if you're
the
talking
league.
about hockey, your number's way too low, trust me.
I mean, because just like you said, you have kids, and they do cost a lot of money if you decide to take advantage of those opportunities that they have. Okay, so they have the classic credit card trap. Their monthly payments, use up all their cash because they're paying $3,000 a month on those cards. So,
And they're paying it. And the thing that's going through their mind is we can afford it. Because that's the general, what happens is people get to that point where, well, I'm paying my credit cards, I don't have any savings, but I'm doing okay. And they justify that
And
it's
some
a
months he
rational,
pays-
reasonable expense.
some months he pays more than the minimum payment.
Yeah, so we're doing fine.
But wait, in the next month they say, well, I paid this much more. The credit card's going to allow me to spend this amount. I can take it to the limit again
And
because I
there-
paid it down. So
And there lies your problem. They're not even necessarily at their limit. But when you take all of your available cash and you pay them out on the cards and your other bills, and you have no cash in reserve, when you have to buy something,
You have to use your card.
you use the card. So then the balance goes down and the balance comes right back up. It never goes away.
And they're
For Ron-
paying all of this at an average of probably 20+% interest.
which is $3,600 a year.
$36,000 a year.
Thank you. Good difference.
Yeah.
Okay. The whole issue is
10.
they will never get out of that debt if they don't do something. They could continue on this way, but look at the passage of time. All of a sudden, 10 and 20 years, they've paid all this interest and they have no money in the bank. They may have a good credit score, but that's not going to get them a retirement. So that's the classic credit card trap. That's where it is. Now, if they could get rid of the credit cards,
Like that.
like that, look at their budget. I'm putting it on the screen. The same expenses they had, the only thing I've eliminated is the credit card expense. And then instead of being negative $900 a month, they're positive $2,083. Nothing has changed. If they take that positive $2,083 and they invest it at 6% interest, in 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years, how much money will they have?
Oodles.
$145,000 in 5 years, which is a drop in the bucket. 10 years, $341,000, and in 20 years, $964,000. That's when they're 50, 55, and 65. These are real numbers, and the question is, when they want to retire, what are they going to have in the bank if they get rid of the credit card debt versus if they don't? We'll take a break, and one of you will answer that question. COVID-19 presents a fight for our personal and business financial survival. You have to make choices. Cash is critical. Do you tap your retirement, home equity line, or run up the credit cards? You need the right plan to avoid being wiped out, and you need it now. You can't rely on the government or banks. Call us. We're the experts in financial crisis. We are here for you and your business in the Great Recession, and we're here for you now. We will create a plan and get through this together. THAV GROSS will solve your problem.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
I love you too. Bye-bye. That was Jerry. Emma just said her first word.
Oh,
Jerry says hello and they'll be over soon.
who's Jerry? Is he a friend of yours?
No. This Jerry. Our Jerry. And this is his wife and their little girl.
You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirschner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP. Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
All right, so we're back. So I posed the question. If they get rid of the credit card debt, where will they be in 20 years versus if they don't? How much will they have in the bank if they keep their $120,000 of credit card debt and just service it for 20 years?
The same $5,000 in savings they have right now.
And that's what they'll retire with. And they'll owe $120,000 to the
they'll
credit
work
card.
till the day they die.
Okay. And if they get rid of the credit cards?
They could have close to $1 million at this point, maybe more.
Okay. It's
But
big.
I want to point something out. These numbers that we're talking about,
Cut them in half.
These are big numbers.
Right. Cut them in half.
But if you take the regular person,
Make
not
it
making $190,000 a year,
make it $60,000.
but they're making $110,000, if they could save
Make it
$60,000 of the credit card debt or $40,000,
Make
you
it
still
60.
could have $700,000 in the bank after 20 years or nearly there.
These are the numbers. If you had $60,000 of credit card debt and you got rid of that, which was $1,500 a month, and you saved it at 6% interest, how much money would you have?
Apparently, it's $694,000 after 20
In 20 years. Yeah. So,
But even cut that in half, just for perspective.
Good point.
If you can save $750 a month and not
20
have credit
years.
card debt over 20 years, you're going to have $350,000 in the bank, and that's what you don't have now.
and if you have $300,000 in the bank at age 65, and your house is paid for, and you have zero debt, and you have Social Security to live on, you're guaranteed at least a comfortable retirement. You're not going to be worried about feeding yourself. You're not going to be a ward of your children. You're not going to have to say, hey, I supported you, you got to support me. And that's an important thing for people, and you got to be practical. You got to plan for it. You can't wait to 64 to make that move. But if you make that move at 45 and 50, you have plenty of time to do so. All right, now, how does debt resolution work? So how do we get rid of the credit cards? We're not talking, we've covered bankruptcy a million times, and we will do it again on the show, but we're not talking bankruptcy. We're talking, for Ron and Amanda, debt resolution, because they make $190,000 a year. They're not a candidate for bankruptcy.
We have to, because the candidate that they are is for Chapter 13, which they would pay the full amount of credit card debt in full over 5 years.
So this is a better result.
So if you can pay less,
that's what you should.
You
All right.
should.
So the first step we always do when someone comes in is we analyze, could you qualify for Chapter 7? And if not, would Chapter 13 be beneficial? In their case, it would. Chapter 13 could work, but it wouldn't work as well as this because debt resolution works better. And the next step is we use what Brian loves to call
the power of the minimum monthly payment.
and what that means is
There should be an echo after that.
dun, dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun, yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
That's
Power,
something
power,
else.
power,
I don't know. I have no idea what
power,
this is.
power of the minimum monthly payment. How's that?
Yeah.
It's after the monster truck rally at the Silverdome.
You know this expression, don't quit your day job?
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, so here, what we mean by that is we're going to use the minimum monthly payments over 18 to 24 months to get rid of the credit card debt, to cover any legal expense to do so, and to cover any tax consequences that would arise as a result of canceled debt. What you have to realize is if you owe Visa $50,000 and they settle for 10, they're going to issue you a 1099 for $40,000 that's ordinary income. Sometimes we can get that excluded depending on your financial situation, but other times you have to pay tax on it, and your tax bracket, then you have to take into account the tax consequences.
I mean, it's a simple rule. If you're insolvent before and after the forgiveness of the debt, it's not taxable.
Well, what's insolvent
To be
mean?
quite honest, most people that come in that are already in that much credit card debt are insolvent and aren't going to pay taxes on that forgiven debt.
What's insolvent mean?
The answer to insolvent is you have more liabilities than assets, but it includes any retirement money. So it also includes equity and assets. I'm going on the assumption Ron and Amanda have a nice house and they have equity. Okay?
But they also have student loans and that aren't going to go away, and there's a lot of debt there that may allow them to not pay tax on
Correct.
this.
But the point of the program is we evaluate the tax consequence and make sure that it's taken into account so that you're still out of debt in that 18 to 24 month window. So you take the $3,000 a month they're paying right now. On 18 months, that's $54,000. On 24 months, that's $72,000.
72 is going to be more than enough
So
to
here's
solve
the
the
answer.
problem.
Between 54 and 72,000, we're going to get them out of debt. And here's how it'll play out for them. On average, we find that we settle the debt with all the different companies averaged together at around 37.5%. So you take that times the 120,000, that's 45,600. I'm allowing $10,000 for tax consequences. That's on the forgiven debt at a marginal bracket of 17%. Legal expense runs 9% of the total amount of the credit card debt. That's $10,000. This would come out to a projected cost of $66,400, which would, at $3,000 a month, would mean 22 months. So they use their 22-month power of their minimum monthly payment to resolve all the debt on a projected goal of 22 months. Now, remember, if they don't do this, they're spending $3,000 a month for the rest of their life. 22 months is over, their debt is gone, and now that $2,083 that we said starts going into the bank and earning the 6% interest and saving for retirement. This is their best alternative. With their income, they're out of debt in less than 2 years. And also, if they're sued with our program, we defend the lawsuit. Because if you have multiple credit cards, some of them will probably end up suing because it comes down to this. We don't want to take the lousy settlement. We want the best settlement. Sometimes you got to wait till they sue, and then we settle with the attorney. So we're different when you hear debt settlement companies. They don't defend you. They don't aggressively try and get the lowest amount, and they charge way more for their service.
Actually, usually 50 to 25% of the debt is what their fees are.
And they talk about a 4-year program. It has nothing to do with the approach that we have with debt resolution. Debt resolution we created as lawyers for our clients. We'll take a break, and then we're going to do a court proceeding, real-life story.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
A lifetime of hard work. If you don't have the right plan in place, you can lose your home, your savings, and more. And you didn't come this far to lose everything. Samasco Law wants you to know that laws are changing. Today, the average cost of nursing home care is $85,000 a year. With proper planning, we can help protect your life savings and get you the Medicaid and nursing home benefits you deserve.
How much can you afford to lose? Call Samasco Law today.
Time for announcements. I want to remind our viewers to listen to us for Law and Reality Live on the Praise Network, Tuesdays 10 o'clock a.m., Saturdays 7 o'clock a.m., and on KISS 105.9, Sunday 7 o'clock a.m. We've got webinars coming up on May 5th this year at 6 o'clock p.m. You need an estate plan. Stop saying it and just do it. This is going to be an estate plan that covers the basics of what you need in order to put your estate plan in order. You have to realize there are two aspects to an estate plan. While you're living, you need the durable power of attorney and the healthcare power, and to cover your death, you need a revocable living trust that takes care of the disposition of your assets and also has adequate protections for your children and your spouse in case there's creditor issues. You don't want to miss this. Sign up at thavgross.com, lawandreality.com, or call 888-235-HELP. It'll be a Zoom webinar. You can attend and watch it from home or on your cell phone. Remember, it's at 6 o'clock p.m. on Wednesday, May 5th. And then anytime you can go to our website and watch our free webinar on financial issues. It is called How to Eliminate Your Debt and Get a Fresh Start and Live Debt-Free. Remember, to be free, you must be debt-free. We talk about all the methods we use to address debt. Solutions using bankruptcy, solutions outside of bankruptcy. There's a special segment for small businesses facing debt and foreclosure and closure issues. You want to learn your available options with regard to bankruptcy and outside of bankruptcy. Attendees get a free copy of my book, Dump Your Debt. You just fill out a form and we send the book to you after you've watched the webinar. Also, we have free consultations. You can come into the office now with social distancing and masks, or we can do a teleconference or a video conference from your home. Just call 888-235-HELP or go online and sign up. Debt issues, tax issues, estate planning issues, business issues, elder law issues with Pat, disability issues with Jeff Kirshner, criminal law issues with Scott Weinberg. Sign up at lawandreality.com or call 888-235-HELP. Also, go to the website. There's free reports. There's one on tax problems, how to save your home from foreclosure, forming businesses and loans and grants for businesses in Detroit, and Pat Simasko's Retiree's Guide to Social Security. I want to thank our sponsors, THAV GROSS, Simasko Law, Kirshner Law. Now back to the show. COVID-19 presents a fight for our personal and business financial survival. You have to make choices. Cash is critical. Do you tap your retirement, home equity line, or run up the credit cards? You need the right plan to avoid being wiped out, and you need it now. You can't rely on the government or banks. Call us. We're the experts in financial crisis. We were here for you and your business in the Great Recession, and we're here for you now. We will create a plan and get through this together. THAV GROSS will solve your problem. Okay, we're back. All right, it's time for our new and next court proceeding.
Calling the case.
Not yet.
Yes,
Quiet,
now.
Quiet. Calm down. Let me set the stage so that you understand what we have. Visa has sued Ron and Amanda on a $20,000 credit card balance. The best settlement offer that Brian was able to get was $16,000, a 20% discount, and he was dead set opposed to accepting it. He said, we will not accept that result. So
Calling the case.
Brian Small, we have to kill him. Brian Small served a notice of deposition on Visa to depose the head of their consumer credit department. Visa has filed to bring them to our offices in Michigan and Detroit at THAV GROSS to take their deposition. Visa has filed a motion for a protective order to force Brian and me to go to Texas to take the deposition.
I don't want to go to Texas.
Brian wants Visa to bring the credit manager to Michigan so that we can depose him in this office. So, and Brian has me in the role of arguing this case before the judge. Now,
calling the case. Visa versus Ron and Amanda Smith. Let's rock and roll.
Present, the Honorable Jeffrey Kirshner. You forgot to introduce the judge.
I don't have to introduce the judge. The judge is right there.
I need no introduction, but it would have been nice.
Your Honor, it's your court.
Yes, thank you. It is my court. It's, I don't know, what time is it? I'll talk to you guys about an hour or so. Thank you for coming here early. All right, this is a protective order.
Do you want appearances, Judge?
Yes, I would like appearances from the parties. Who's the moving party here?
Your Honor, this is...
Actually, Your Honor, we are the moving party. We're moving for... No, you are the
I'm
moving
the moving party. Settle down,
That's
counsel.
right.
Go ahead.
Wait, let me adjust my
Your
glasses
Honor,
properly.
just so you know, we have 3 minutes for this trial.
All right.
Your Honor, Jeff Linden appearing on behalf of the moving party Visa. And I want to object and move for recusal because I don't understand how your court clerk was negotiating this debt with me only yesterday.
Well, first of all, you've got an excellent first name, so I appreciate that.
Don't point.
Your
It's not polite.
Your Honor,
who's on the other side?
Your
here?
Honor, Ken Gross appearing on behalf of the defendant in the lawsuit, who has served the notice of deposition, and also my
Brian
co-counsel,
Small.
Brian Small.
Oh, wait a second here.
Objection!
Two of you?
Let's get to
Two
the
of
heart,
you.
Your Honor.
You need more than two to battle Linden. That's all I'm saying. But go ahead. Your motion, go ahead.
Your Honor, this motion is completely unnecessary and frivolous. He's just stalling for time. He wants to force my accounts manager, who our headquarters are in Texas, where all their records are and everything, to fly here to Michigan so that he can go through this ruse of saying, yes, I didn't make these payments and we have records of him not making the payments. It's ridiculous. Yes, there's COVID-19. Yes, there's difficulties involved, but we have Zoom, Your Honor. We don't have to travel to Michigan. We should be protected from this crazy, expensive, out-of-control counsel.
Okay. Compelling, possibly.
Your Honor, COVID has been lifted at this point in this fictional trial, so there's ample opportunity for my deposition to be taken live. The theory is not to go through the payments that were made. It is our theory that Visa, as a matter of course, is overcharging every consumer, because when you send in a payment to Visa and you mail it or you electronically make the payment on Friday, they have a habit of always posting that payment on Monday or Tuesday. And what they're doing by doing that, Your Honor, is they're charging extra interest to every American consumer that's using that credit card. That means that the balance that Mr. Linden's client is suing my client on is not correct, and therefore it is not proper for him to be able to get a judgment against us on that basis until the amount is determined. And I need to take the live deposition of the credit manager who's in charge of making those decisions to ask him why it is that they are fleecing the American public in the way they apply payments for the purpose of just gouging us for more interest and more money. And I have the right to take the deposition. They do business in Michigan. They have all their credit cards are in Michigan with giving them the Michigan people. They should be forced to come here to stand for the deposition.
Any counter?
And these are not my words,
He's
Your Honor.
wrong.
These are Mr. Small's. I want
Absolutely.
Your Honor, I can only say
No,
that.
you said enough. You do business in Michigan, correct?
to know. We need a ruling, Your Honor. We
You
have 2
filed a
seconds.
lawsuit in Michigan, right?
We filed-
And Mr. Gross did such a fabulous job, they did not permit Mr. Small to speak, which would win in any courtroom. Motion granted.
Motion denied.
Oh, motion denied. Motion denied.
For the-
You're coming to Michigan.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Never happened.
We'll be back next week with Law and Reality.